Hey there. Do you know why we give thanks to God or the importance behind it? Well, I've learned there are three important reasons behind that, and if you want to find out, stay tuned and watch the rest of this video. It gives me joy to share the word with you this week, and as I mentioned earlier, this question has been in my mind for quite some time, and the Lord spoke to me clearly through certain verses this week and explained why it's important to give Him thanks. The first reason can be found in Paul's letter to the Thessalonians in 1 Thessalonians 5:18, where he writes, "In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God for you in Christ Jesus." So the first thing is, it is God's will for us to give Him thanks. Well, you might have read that and you probably know that. But the second reason is, when we tell thank you to people in our lives, when there are friends or people close to us, when we tell them thank you, have you ever been in a situation where they've got back saying, "Don't thank me, man, we're friends, we're family," and something on those lines? Okay, that's one thing. How about when you thank people on a regular basis? Let's say someone who drops off the newspaper or milk or grocery or something, we thank them as well, right? In both these situations, we thank people because we want to express gratitude, and in some situations we just say it out of our instinct because we're used to saying thank you to people. But how is it when we give thanks to God? Is it the same? Is it just gratitude? Well, I want to show you this psalm, which is completely written just thanking God for His goodness and His mercy. It's a beautiful psalm. It's Psalm 136, and if you read the entire psalm, it starts off by saying, "Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for His good, His mercy endures forever," and it goes on repeating over and over again. But what's interesting is, I want you to read this one verse where it says, verse 4, "To Him who alone does great wonders." To Him who alone does great wonders. Now that brings me to the second point. The second point here is that when we give thanks to people, it's not that we give them thanks every single time. Or in other words, when, let's say for example, the person who drops off the newspaper, he may not be the same person every day. Someone else can come and drop it off at your place. Or someone else can do the grocery for you. Or someone else can do this and that. And what I'm trying to say here is that people can be replaced when they help us. Anyone can help us, but it is God who sends these people to help us in these circumstances. So us telling thanks to them, or me telling thank you to a person in particular, can change. It can change based on who is helping me. But when you look at God, when we say thanks to Him, we say thanks to Him alone. We give Him that undivided attention. We just isolate Him in that place and we give Him thanks. And as it says in this verse here, that to Him who alone does great wonders. And one of the most important things that we can thank God for is what He did on the cross of Calvary. Because what Jesus did, no one else can even possibly think of doing in their lives. That's the biggest sacrifice He did for us. And when we thank Him, we give Him that undivided gratitude, attention, and which takes me to the third point, which also becomes an intimate act of worship. Yes, it is an intimate act of worship. Because when you look up to God and you're saying thank you to Him, you're giving Him alone all the attention. You're giving Him alone your act of gratitude, your act of thanksgiving, your act of worship, in fact. Because God says that there is no other God beside me. He wants that undivided attention of yours. He wants you to completely be focused on Him. So these three things, my friend, are what stands behind every thank you say to God. As I mentioned earlier, first, it is His will. Second, you give Him thanks because you know He is irreplaceable. He's the only person who can do whatever has been done in your life. And third, it is an intimate act of worship towards God. And that is what every thank you of yours means to God. So I pray that this blesses you, and if it did, please, please, please do share with a friend of yours and bless them too. God bless you, and you have a wonderful Christ centered week ahead. Bye bye. See you.